Stay seated as much as possible. Hassan, if you see Sea-Dog get up, you can use your remote.
Ladies and gentlemen, unemployed individuals, and everyone currently avoiding their responsibilities, today is a massive day, truly historic. Yesterday, we witnessed the long-awaited, highly respected, incredibly serious 2025 Streamer Awards, hosted and probably spiritually owned by Cinderella. And listen, here on the Sensitive Society channel, we love QT. If you asked me who my favorite streamer of the year was, I would scream so loudly I'd scare my neighbors. No hesitation. But let's not pretend. The 2025 Streamer Awards were a complete catastrophe. I'm talking a dumpster fire rolling down a hill, picking up speed, and taking out a children's birthday party on the way down. The jokes? Horrendous. People? Furious. My soul? Gone. And before anyone comes for me, yes, I still think these types of award shows mean absolutely nothing. Zero. Negative value. They're basically a giant circle jerk disguised as an event. It's just an elaborate system for influencers to drag their friends on stage, hand them a trophy, and pretend they don't all live in the same $8,000 a month LA apartment building. Now, not everyone in LA is a douchebag. I want to be fair. I've met some genuinely cool people from there. But let's keep it real. The ratio is concerning. Anyway, I'm not here to unpack my trauma or talk about my LA encounters. Let's get into the actual disaster. Alright, let's talk about the absolute train wreck that was the 2025 Streamer Awards, because oh my god, this thing was a disaster on wheels. One of the moments that went insanely viral came from a streamer named T-Lil, who decided to crack a Diddy joke at Kai Cenat. Now let me break down the joke for anyone who missed it. Kai kinda looks like Diddy. That's it. That's the whole setup. No layers, no depth, no punchline, just hey, you look like that other guy.
Great achievement. We've got another record breaker here tonight too, Kai Cenat. This year, as everyone knows, you broke the record for the most expensive haircut and the least educational university. So congratulations to you. Oh, and also, congrats on your new documentary with 50 Cent. That was you, right?
But the real crime wasn't even the joke, it was the delivery. Whoever was holding that microphone delivered this joke like they were reading aloud from a hostage note. Then someone in the audience goes, "Is that Travis Scott?" Like it's a genuine question. And honestly, the voice? A little too close for comfort. But anyway, back to the comedy apocalypse happening on stage. I hate to agree with the internet, but yeah, this joke face-planted hard. The audience didn't laugh, they didn't smile, they didn't even breathe. Instead, they gave the saddest, weakest little claps you've ever heard. Those, "I feel bad for you, but please stop talking" claps. You know when you go see a stand-up comedian who is just bombing beyond recovery? Like atomic level bombing? But you clap anyway because hey, they tried. They woke up today. They put on pants. They're doing their best. That's what this moment was. Pure sympathy claps, empathy claps, whatever. At this point, we're all too old to be debating terminology. And then the punchline, if you can even call it that, lands with the force of a damp tissue. Congrats on your new documentary by 50 Cent. Silence. Pure, uncut awkwardness. You could hear the tumbleweeds rolling across the stage. I read online that QT, well, you know what, we'll get into that later. So apparently, and I don't know how true this is, the show cost around $1 million to put on. $1 million. And somehow, with that entire budget, they couldn't set aside even a tiny fraction to hire, I don't know.
If you all gonna be on the mic, now turn this mic, now turn this shit on, turn this shit on. If you all gonna be on the mic making jokes, at least let it be funny.
One person capable of writing a joke that doesn't make the audience want to evaporate out of pure embarrassment. These jokes were horrific. I'm talking your uncle doing stand-up at Thanksgiving after 3 beers, levels of bad. Honestly, the 2025 Streamer Awards might be the worst thing I have ever watched. And keep in mind, I have willingly sat through Twitch apology videos before. There's a tweet that sums it up perfectly. Streamer Awards has ass jokes, terrible production, and just really bad people here. Bro, this is so bad. Get me out of here. And you know what? I felt that in my soul. This wasn't just bad. This was catastrophically bad. The kind of bad where you question humanity. The kind of bad where even the fence, yes, the literal fence outside, would have walked out if it had legs. And just when you think it can't get more cringe, more awkward, more painful to watch, it does. Oh, it absolutely does. I'm sad to report that the cringe graph only goes upward from here. Like seriously, these jokes don't just miss, they miss in slow motion. And the delivery on top of that? Criminal. Should be illegal in at least 47 states. And look, I'm not claiming to be the funniest person alive. I'm not saying I'm some comedy genius. Actually, no, wait. I will say it. I could have written better jokes. Anyone with a functioning sense of humor could have written better jokes. Maybe the jokes were some kind of inside reference. Maybe I'm out of the loop. Maybe I'm officially old. I don't know. What I do know is that the crowd wasn't feeling it, the jokes weren't landing, and the whole thing was collapsing harder than a group project on presentation day. And honestly, this whole award show gave me the same vibes as watching the special project group in school get up to present. You know the one. Everyone in the room holding their breath, praying for the bell to ring, clapping out of pity at the end. That's the energy here. Pure secondhand embarrassment. Those are the vibes we're dealing with here. Pure, unfiltered awkwardness. But brace yourselves, unemployed champions, because the drama does not stop. Oh no, we're only getting started. Apparently, there's this YouTuber who goes by the Burnt Peanut, and he won Best VTuber. Now, personally, I've never heard of this man, Peanut, Creature, whatever he is, but somehow he managed to piss off the entire VTuber community in one night. Impressive, honestly. That's a speedrun record. A tweet starts blowing up saying a non-VTuber won the Best VTuber award. And boom, 5,000 likes in like an hour. The VTuber community mobilized faster than the Avengers. Now listen, there are certain groups of people I never mess with. Gangs, cartels, the Yakuza, and some other mafia members. You know, the usual, please don't kidnap me categories. But above all of them, at the very top of the fear pyramid, are VTubers. Because VTubers, they are vicious, they are feral. They will end you with a pastel-colored PNG and a smile. Don't play with them. And yet here I am, watching whatever this is. What am I even witnessing? I must be living in a simulation. There is no way I'm watching a burnt peanut, with lips, with a mouth, talk. And not only talk, but win a whole award. Best VTuber goes to Mr. Salted Snack over here. A literal legume is out here collecting trophies. This cannot be real life. This is a fever dream. A simulation glitch. Someone unplugged the router. There is just no possible way this is real life. Absolutely none. According to the Streamer Awards, the Burnt Peanut, yes, the sentient snack, is apparently the greatest VTuber to ever exist. Watch out, Nux. Your reign is over. You've officially been dethroned by a peanut. The GOAT has arrived. The Burnt Peanut runs the VTuber world now. I had to see more of this because my brain could not process what was happening. This entire experience feels like what would happen if I took mushrooms, stared at the wall, and suddenly a British accented peanut popped out and started giving me life advice. I'd lose my mind on the spot. I'd be tripping into another dimension. But you know what? I take everything back. Every single insult. Mr. Burnt Peanut? He seems like a jolly little guy. Honestly, I want to meet him. I need to meet him. If anyone out there can hook me up, Instagram DMs, Twitter DMs, send a carrier pigeon, I don't care how. Just get me a meeting with the Burnt Peanut before I die. This is now on my bucket list. I'm kidding. Actually, no, I'm not. I'm dead serious. He looks like a pretty cool dude. Peanut. Whatever. And look, I don't even know who the other nominees were. I'm unemployed, sure, but not that unemployed. Either way, shout out to the True Goat Guild? I don't know what anyone's called anymore. But shout out to the Burnt Peanut for giving me an existential crisis. Anyway, on to the next viral disaster, because this award show just keeps giving. So apparently there's this Twitch streamer. I don't know what the hell she is. I don't know what she streams. I don't know what dimension she came from, but she decided to go full Kanye mode and interrupt Valkyrie on stage. Like straight up walk on, crash the show energy. This random girl just stormed the stage like she was about to accept an award that didn't exist. Alright, so here's how this whole thing went down. And brace yourselves because the cringe levels are about to spike dangerously high. This girl gets on stage and screams directly into the mic like she's trying to summon a demon. My ears folded themselves like origami. What are we doing here? You are not Kanye. You're not even dollar store Kanye. You're just some random person who somehow wandered onto the stage like she was lost at a mall. Who is she? What does she do? Who let her in? How did she get in? Why did she think this was her moment? I have so many questions. QT Cinderella, if you're watching this, please text me the answers because I am spiritually confused. Now don't get me wrong, I like the idea of this award show. In theory, it could be fun, if it were fair, if everyone had an actual shot. But let's be honest, it's not fair, not even close. I've already talked about this. Do I think the show is rigged? Yes, absolutely, without hesitation. Do I think there are bigger, more relevant, more deserving people who should have been nominated? Even creators I personally don't like? Yes. 1,000 times yes. And after watching even a handful of clips, I need to say something that might get me canceled by the Key fan club. Not even the funniest writer alive could make QT Cinderella funny on stage. It's not happening. The way she delivers jokes, it's brutal, it's rough. It's like watching an NPC glitch in real time. Look, QT is talented at a lot of things. She is a powerhouse, but hosting? Oh boy. The cringe is astronomical. However, credit where credit is due, there was one good joke. One. And I have to acknowledge it because it actually landed. So yeah, miraculously against all odds, there was one joke that actually hit. One shining moment of comedy in a sea of pain. A single beam of light breaking through the clouds of cringe. And when I say good, I don't mean like stand-up special good. I mean, compared to everything else, this didn't make me want to claw my eyes out good. It was the kind of joke where you go, ah, so they are capable of being funny. It's rare, but it exists. But that one joke couldn't save the show. It was like watching someone put a single band-aid on a sinking ship. At this point, the Streamer Awards were less of an award ceremony and more of a social experiment to see how much secondhand embarrassment the human brain can withstand before shutting down. And by the time we reached the final stretch, the whole thing felt like a fever dream. The busted jokes, the awkward pauses, the Kanye cosplayers storming the stage, the sentient peanut winning a trophy. Like, what is this timeline? Who wrote this? Is this AI-generated reality? Because honestly, 2025 feels less like a year and more like a simulation glitch. But hey, somehow through all this chaos, the internet kept doing what the internet does best, clowning on every moment. And trust me, they had material. Because if you thought the awkward jokes, the stage crashers, and the peanut VTuber drama were wild, oh boy, there's still more. The internet's reactions, the memes, the meltdown, chef's kiss, a masterpiece. So anyway, base QT Cinderella moment, and I love how everyone waited for Hassan's reaction to that dog joke. You could just tell he was, well, okay, I was going to say he wasn't having it, but honestly, he looked more like a man who has accepted he can't escape the meme universe he lives in. But realistically, I'm sure Ludwig asked him beforehand like, hey Hassan, mind if we make a dog joke? Otherwise the internet's gonna be like, why didn't you joke about Hassan but joked about everyone else? You know how people are. They will find a conspiracy theory inside a sandwich if you let them. So we all just smile through the pain. And you know what? After watching QT Cinderella put herself out there, host this whole event, and survive the cringe tornado, I'm actually warming up to her. Yes, I know I'm blocked, but no hard feelings. Happens to the best of us. Happens to the worst of us. Happens to me daily. But then, hold on, wait a second. This article pops up from the incredibly prestigious news outlet, The Internet. It says, QT Cinderella says she would have been a happier person if she never became a streamer. The quote continues, if I could go back and whisper in my own ear, I'd say, don't do it. And look, I only have one thing to say about this, and I'm going to quote my own tweet because honestly, I think I cooked. Can these people shut the fuck up already? Bro, I am so tired of rich influencers doing that whole, after becoming a millionaire and gaining millions of fans, I wish I could take it all back. No, you don't. You know damn well how good you have it. Please, be serious. This year's Streamer Awards made Twitch streamers look like the biggest losers on planet Earth. This was the worst award show I have ever watched. A complete waste of time. A fever dream with lighting. And honestly, if anyone willingly took time out of their Sunday evening to watch this entire show, you need help. Therapy, holy water, a new hobby, or, you know, a better priority, like subscribing to the channel because we put out bangers all the time. So do me a favor, drop a like, subscribe, turn on notifications, comment below, tell me your favorite cringe moment, tell me if the burnt peanut is your new god, tell me anything. And if you subscribe and smash that like button, I will love you forever, promise.